Let's get ready together and I'll tell you when you should consider withdrawing your immigration application. The first is you got an RFE and you're not sure, or you're pretty sure that you cannot get the documents in time. Say, for example, they've asked for criminal records or a divorce that happened in another country and you're not, able to get it in time. You have a short deadline. It's better in some scenarios to get the case withdrawn instead of denied. And that happens for a couple of reasons. If your case is denied, it means that the government had to do additional research about why you didn't qualify. They had to write up an explanation about why you didn't qualify. And say, for example, you had a case based on marriage and you've learned through this request for evidence that your spouse never actually got divorced when they told you that they did, then basically your marriage is bigamous. Then you definitely don't want to bring that out to the government for them to make that assumption that your marriage is invalid. So it's better for you to withdraw than for them to connect the dots and realize that you have an illegal marriage, right? Another scenario is they're asking for criminal records that you don't have. You don't want to let them get to the conclusion on their end that you're deportable, right? So that's another reason that you would want to withdraw the case so that the government doesn't make a denial. When they go through the effort to write down all the reasons that you didn't qualify and to do the legal research about it, they're more likely to send you to ICE. A second time that you should think about withdrawing the case would be if you realize that now you don't qualify. Say, for example, you're doing a citizenship case and you started out, everything was great, you never had any arrests in the 5-year period, maybe never ever, and then you get arrested after you have filed the case. So that's happened with some of my clients. It depends on the scenario, but any arrest that you have within the 5-year period, even if you don't get convicted, can make it very difficult or impossible for you to get your green card depending on what happened. So if you talk to your lawyer, and if you didn't have a lawyer, but you consult with one and they let you know that, okay, chances are not looking great that you're going to actually get approved. If the case is still pending and it hasn't been decided, the government is more likely than not to deny your case. So depending on the scenario, you're going to want to withdraw that case. If you have an arrest that you already know is going to most likely get you denied, like I said, it's just better for you to have a withdrawal on the record instead of a denial. The third case is that you have some situation that you believe that you're going to get sent to immigration court. And that can happen in a number of circumstances. One would be if they believe that you have committed immigration fraud. If you've had, say, 2 or 3 interviews and by now, it's not going well, right? You got like a Stokes interview and the government has made it clear, because you can get a good sense, right, of talking to the person, the officer, and sometimes they bring in more than one officer and they've been very nasty and rude with you. You know that the government is kind of against you about your marriage, and they've basically called out facts that make you understand that they don't believe your relationship is real. Sometimes you get a notice of intent to deny, right, which really explained why they believe you committed immigration fraud. And if that's the case, or you have a crime, right, that could make you deportable, and there are crimes that even if you have a green card and say you're filing for your citizenship, that do in fact make you deportable. The government could send you to deportation proceedings. So if you have any case that you've got this gut feeling in your stomach, like it's not going well, the government doesn't like me, they've made it very clear, they don't believe in my relationship, or I've got a crime that makes my case impossible to win or complicated, and you've just got, anxiety and you're worried about what's going to happen, withdraw that case. It's not worth it. If there's a chance that you're going to get sent to immigration proceedings, it's definitely not worth it for you to hang in there and get sent to immigration court. Another scenario that you want to withdraw the case is that basically it's too much stress, right? If the government is telling you that that you have this much time to answer, and you get that sense that from the officer that they didn't like you, maybe they're going to accuse you of something, and you already have a green card, or say you have DACA or TPS or some other status, and you're okay with that status, it's better for you to just close the case so that you have your peace of mind. Because it's better to have a green card than a deportation order. It's better to have even DACA or TPS or some other status, or maybe even have nothing instead of having a deportation case to worry about. So I would say you have to take everything with a grain of salt, but use your intuition. If you had you were there at all the interviews, even if you didn't have a lawyer, from your experience, what the officers, think more or less about your case. And so you can make a pretty good assessment on your instincts as well as to whether or not it's going in your favor. And when it's not, you have this option to withdraw the case rather than to take a denial, which is better for you, in my opinion. So if you need help to withdraw the case, you can let us know, because we do help people withdraw cases, even if we didn't handle it for you from the beginning. We can help you withdraw the case. We can do a letter. It's better to do that than to go to a second or third interview and then get the case denied. Let us know if you need help with your case.